obviously all of the seniors are going to go. So we thank them for their service to the University of Miami. They're lifelong Canes, just like I am. And, again, I know that I'm one of the few who's an alum, but, I am. So, that those are my brothers, my Hurricane brothers for life. So obviously, thank you to all those gentlemen. David Njoku is a redshirt sophomore, but I did wax poetic about him already on this, video today. And yeah, he has decided that he's going to the NFL draft. I think that had been decided for a while, but he didn't want to detract from the bowl preparation or anything like that. But, when he did what he does, honestly, in that bowl game, like, I knew that he was gone. It was just a matter of when he was going to declare. So he finally did. And honestly, I think that he's going to test off the charts. David Njoku, 6'4", 245, runs in the low 4.5s, high 4.4s, was a 3-time state champion high jumper from New Jersey in high school, was ACC indoor or outdoor high jump champion last year or the year before, I want to say. So he has explosive athleticism. He's developing as a blocker. He does drop passes from time to time. He would have like a really bad drop in every game, like one, but it would be there. So there are things that he can improve upon, but he's going to go to the combine and he's going to put up ridiculous numbers. So I don't see him going more than there's 32 picks in the first round. He's going to go top 40. So within the first 8 picks of the second round, I think. He's a physical freak. He's only 22, I want to say, age-wise, 21 or 22, so he's young also, and just oozes athleticism. So there's going to be teams that are going to line up to get him. So he's going to do really well, be a high draft pick, which is going to look great for the University of Miami and everything, because he was a 3-star recruit. He was an athlete. We weren't sure if he was going to be receiver, tight end, but he had the body frame to bulk up because he was only about 208, 210 pounds coming out of high school. So he's a solid 25, 35 pounds heavier, but didn't lose any explosion, which is crazy. So he'll do well. Brad Kaaya, he's deciding if he's going to go to the NFL draft or not. There's a faction of Miami Hurricanes fandom that supports both him going and him staying. That's something we're actually going to evaluate on the website tomorrow. At the stateoftheu.com. So be sure you check that out. I got a point counterpoint series. I'm writing one of those. I'm not telling you which one, but you'll have to see which side. So there's going to be a piece for him going and him staying. But there's positives and negatives, obviously. His career-leading passer in completions, in yardage, in attempts, second in touchdowns, only to Corey Harris, who played for 4 years here. So he has an extra season on Kaaya, but he's still, no lower than third, I don't think, in any passing statistic at the University of Miami. And if obviously had, Jim Kelly, who's a Hall of Famer, come through here, Gino Torretta, Vinny Testaverde, Heisman Trophy winners have played this position. Ken Dorsey, arguably the greatest Miami Hurricanes quarterback of all time. So he's in that rarefied air. So, he makes NFL throws. You can see him from, one hash to the far sideline throwing an out route. Anticipation, accuracy, things that are positive for him. He does not have an elite arm, so that's something to detract from him if he were to go, say, to a Chicago where the wind has its own nickname in the city of Chicago. It's called the Hawk, if you didn't know that. But throwing into that wind, maybe he doesn't have that Jay Cutler arm to do that. His footwork can get cleaned up. He's statuesque is the nice way. He's immobile and slow is the not nice way to say that. So there's positives and negatives to his candidacy for the NFL draft. I don't think that he's going to be, the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, Brad Kaaya, as was projected maybe before the season. But if he were to go, maybe, second or third round could be something. But again, I'm just a guy who lives here. I don't work for the NFL or the draft advisory committee. So I don't know that for sure, but Brad Kaaya is going to get that counsel and he'll make his decision. Joseph Yearby has been reported that he'll be leaving to go to the NFL draft, who's a junior running back. I think that's a smart decision for him. He's 22 years old, has 2 kids and everything, and is the provider for his family. So he's, and running backs have a short shelf life, shorter than any regular other football player. So, going to the league and, making money, because even if you're on a practice squad, you're still making $100,000 a year. NFL minimum is 200 something thousand. So you could do way worse than that. So he's already been rumored to go. We've had a couple other guys, shuttle themselves off the roster. Guys like what was his name, Hunter Knighton. He had the heat stroke 2 years ago and almost lost his life and battled back to be on the team, but he wasn't really going to play snaps here. Brendan Loftus, another reserve offensive lineman who wasn't going to play snaps here. Those two gentlemen have announced that they're going to transfer. There's a couple other guys who have been rumored to possibly transfer. Running back Gus Edwards and defensive tackle Portel Jenkins. Both of those guys are underclassmen, so they could go somewhere else and then have eligibility left. So they're looking at that, or it's been rumored and reported that they are, but nothing concrete on that. So there could be additional attrition to this roster, but for right now, it's really just Loftus and Knighton have decided that they're going to transfer Njoku to the league. Kaaya maybe to the league, maybe not, but we're going to look at that tomorrow on stateoftheu.com, so be sure you check it out.
So, Cam, the compensation for an NFL rookie, a little bit better than you anticipated.
Yeah.
$465K per year for a rookie, $540 for a veteran minimum.
Okay, so double what I thought for a rookie. But the practice squad, I think you make like $8,000 a week or something like that. That's only during the season. But, if you're talking through training camp and whatnot, you have a 20-week season, at $8,000 a week. 20 times 8 is 160. I wasn't a math major, but I'm pretty sure that math works out. So, one way or the other, even if he just makes it to a practice squad, Joe Yearby would be in a good financial position. Obviously not, generational wealth like the Rockefellers or anything like that, but $160,000 a year, I wish I made that in my real job.